Hi guys, welcome to Python project Building Online Banking Application course. Here in this course, we will learn step-by-step tutorial on how to build simple online banking application using Python. Although it's basic and simple, but the app will have cool and advanced functionalities as the following. First, the user will be able to sign in or log in using his account. Second, the user will be able to recover his PIN just in case if he forgets his PIN or password. Third, the user will be able to deposit his money. Fourth, the user will be able to withdraw his money from his bank account. Fifth, the user will be able to transfer his money to another bank account. Sixth, the user will be able to check his balance. And seventh, the user will be able to see and check his deposit interest rate. And the last one here, the user will be able to calculate this compound interest. First of all, you might be asking why we should build this project. What's the point of building a simple and basic online banking app? Here are my answers to that question. First, I truly believe that in order to be an expert to master Python, you need to start from the basic, and making sure you have the strong fundamentals is not only essential but it is necessary. Second, the most effective way to learn and develop your coding skills is to learn by doing. Hence, no matter how hard you learn the theory or how long you spend reading your textbook learning about Python syntax and logics, you're not gonna get very far unless you get your hands dirty and start coding. And third, last but not least, online banking application is definitely a very complex program since it involves so many components. However, by building this project, you have a chance to see and think about it from different perspectives because in this course, we'll build the basic one. Therefore, you will have the opportunity to experience building online banking app from the beginner's perspective. In addition, having this project on your GitHub portfolio will certainly add valuable contribution to your future job application as you're able to demonstrate your expertise and quality. A little bit about myself. I've been creating multiple courses on Udemy in the past couple months, and previously, I worked as an IT consultant for the last couple years before deciding to resign from my job and start running several online business like dropshipping, affiliate marketing, selling digital products, including selling courses on Udemy. Regarding Python, I've been using this programming language for quite a while since I was in college. I mainly use it for performing data analytics, which was part of my previous job analyzing clients' data. So yeah, that was a brief introductions about myself. I really hope you enjoy this course, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. What's up guys, welcome back to the course. In this video, I'm going to show you the highlight of the course. So let's begin with the first chapter here, whom this course is intended for. So in this section, um, I'm going to be talking about the prerequisites, the requirements that you need to have before taking this course, as well as type of people who might find this course to be interesting, or type of people who will like this course, stuff like that. So that's the first chapter. Second chapter, tools, IDE, and libraries. So I'm gonna list all tools, IDE, and Python libraries that we're gonna use for this project. Um, Obviously, there are more than one option. So when it comes to IDE programming environment, feel free to choose whichever that you're most comfortable with. So for example, like I choose to use VS Code and maybe Google Colab. But if you're more comfortable using, let's say, PyCharm, then feel free to use whichever that you prefer. Okay, so that's second chapter. The third chapter, what we're going to build. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're going to build. Okay, so what kind of online banking applications that we're going to build, what functionalities and what system that our online mobile banking is going to be based on, And then the fourth chapter here, we're going to set up all required tools. So in this section, don't worry, I'm gonna teach and guide you step by step from scratch how to set up your IDE, whether you choose to use PyCharm or VS Code. I'm gonna guide you step by step on how to download it till all the way to have it ready on your desktop for you to code. So don't worry about it. We'll get to it next couple slides. All right. So that's chapter 4, and then chapter 5, basic Python warm up. Okay. So this section is only intended for people who have never been coding using Python before. So if you have basic or maybe intermediate skills and knowledge in Python, so feel free to skip this part because I don't think you will need this section. It's going to be just very basic explanations about basic syntax and just like fundamentals that you all need to know before getting to the project. So yeah, feel free to skip if you feel confident with your Python skills. Feel free to skip. And chapter 6 is going to be the most challenging but also like the fun part. So we're going to start coding our project. Me personally, I prefer to code in VS Code because I believe that VS Code has a pretty good user interface, and I'm kind of comfortable using it. I've been using it for quite a while, so yeah, I will use VS Code for use for this project, but just pick whichever IDE that you're most comfortable with. It doesn't have to be VS Code only because I use VS Code, right? So this chapter 6 and chapter 7, we're going to be conducting testing testing to our applications, right? So we're going to have like multiple different scenarios, and we're going to test to make sure if our applications, if our mobile banking or online banking, whatever you want to call it, online banking application works well, works as it's supposed to be, right? Obviously, we'll do more than one testing. We're gonna do at very least like one testing for each feature. So let's say our system or application has 8 features. It means that we're gonna do 8 different testings, 8 different scenarios for our testing. Okay, to make sure that its function works the way we want them to work, right? So yeah, that's the testing phase. Usually before the application is launched to the public, there'll be lots of pre-production requirements that need to be met, and one of them is the testing. So usually, speaking from the perspective of ex IT consultant, when our clients about to launch their products, their software to the public, to their customers, the product managers and also the software engineer will collaborate together to make sure that the system or the program has been has been in the best shape possible, right? It means like ready to be used by your customer. So that's the reason why conducting testing, it's not only essential but it's necessary to make sure that it has worked the way we want them to work, right? So that's chapter 7 and chapter 8, conclusion and summary. So I'm gonna share a few tips and tricks and a few takeaways that you might feel you might found important. And yeah, I think that's it for for this video. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Next video we're going to be talking about whom this course is intended for. So yeah, I'll see you later. What's up guys, welcome back to the course. In this video, I'm going to be talking about whom this course is intended for. Alright, so let's start with the first bullet point here. Anyone with basic knowledge in Python looking for building a simple app. Okay, so if you know a little bit about Python, right, just a little bit about Python, you don't need to be very expert in Python, right? Just need to have like very basic knowledge in Python, and you want to build an app, right? But you have no idea how to start, you have no idea like where to learn. Then this course is definitely the right course for you. This course is definitely the right stepping stone for you, because not only that you will learn step by step on how to code cool online banking applications. But at the end of the course, I'm also gonna guide you how to upload your project to GitHub, right? So your future employers will be able to see it, and definitely it's going to give you a valuable contributions, right, to your job applications in the future. So yeah, that's the first bullet point. The second one here, if you're interested in building your GitHub portfolio, right? So you might be let's say college student majoring in computer science, or maybe you've graduated from coding boot camp and currently searching for jobs, right? And most of your future employers, they're looking for your GitHub portfolio, right? So almost like every single time you're applying for a job, especially if your job is related to, let's say, software engineering or data science, most of the times they will ask you to provide your GitHub link, your GitHub account. So they will, spend some time, take a look at your portfolio, right? So having diverse projects on your GitHub account is definitely going to be um, positive thing to have, right? So yeah, that's the second. The third one here, anyone interested in knowing the logic behind online banking applications, right? So as I mentioned previously in the last video, if we're talking about online banking applications, what comes into your mind? Obviously, it's going to be a very complex, right? Very complex applications, right? And most of the times, or maybe always, every single time there is a bank, there is a bank wanting to build their online mobile application, they will require a team of experienced engineers, experienced mobile developer, iOS or Android developers to work together in a team, more than one, obviously, maybe a team of 5 or even a team of 10, right? So it's obviously a very complex stuff here. But guess what? In this course, I'm gonna give you an amazing opportunity to build um, online banking applications. Obviously, it's not going to be as complex as the actual one. Not gonna be as complicated as the actual online banking applications. However, I believe by doing so, you will learn the logics behind it, right? So it's not gonna be like the one that you're able to download from your app stores, or the one that you're able to do like the real-time transaction stuff like that. No, that's not gonna be. It's not gonna be that advanced, but it will give you an idea of what it actually looks like, and it will give you a new perspective to see it from the back end side, right? So here is the thing. If you've always been curious and interested in the logic behind online banking applications, right? You've been using it maybe since you're 17 or 18 years old, right? Since you have your bank account and you do transactions from your phone, stuff like that, and all you see is from the perspective of customers. All you see is from the perspective of the user of that applications, right? But you're curious, you might be curious about what it actually looks like from the back end, right? From the perspective of the engineers. And this is exactly what you're gonna see. So I'm glad to say you're in the right place if you've always been curious about that stuff. So yeah, and prerequisites here, basic knowledge in Python is helpful but not necessary. As I mentioned previously, we're going to have basic Python's warm up here. So if you have no knowledge in Python, don't worry about it. I'm gonna teach you all the basics that you need. Not gonna transform you to be an expert overnight, obviously. It takes time to master Python, but I will definitely make sure that before getting to the project, you will have all necessary knowledge and skills that you need to excel in this project. So yeah, that's the first one. The second one here, no experience in building Python based app is required. So even though someone has experience in Python, but he or she might not have extensive experience building an app, don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be just fine, right? um, it's actually a very basic and simple applications here. So again, from my side, I don't have any high expectations on your previous skills or experience or anything like that. Just, your willingness to learn, willingness to spend sometimes to learn, and that's all you need. All right. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know um, about whom this course is intended for. Next video, we're gonna be talking about the tools, IDE, and Python libraries that we're gonna use. I'll see you in the next video, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the course. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the tools, IDE, and libraries that we're gonna use in this project. Alright, so let's begin with the first one here. Programming language. We're gonna use Python 3.0. And I really recommend you to pick the latest version. Okay, so just in case you haven't downloaded the Python yet, go to the Python official websites, which I'm gonna guide you the next couple slides. So be patient, don't worry. We'll get there next couple slides. So I'd really recommend you to download the latest version. If I'm not mistaken, it's 3.11 point something. I forgot the exact number here. But again, I also attached the link on the slide. So just click on it and it will direct you to the official website of Python, the download page. So yeah, don't worry about it. We'll get there next couple slides. And the second one here, the IDE. For the IDE, I have several different recommendations here. PyCharm, Sublime Text, VS Code, and Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so personally, I am more comfortable using VS Code. That's the reason why I put this in bold. And for the tutorial in this course, I'm going to go with VS Code since this is my favorite one. But again, guys, feel free to use whichever IDE that you're most comfortable with. And in fact, for our basic Python warm up, we're gonna use Google Colab because Google Colab is browser based IDE, which means that you don't need to download anything, you don't need to install anything to your desktop. All you need to do is just go to the browser, Google Chrome or Mozilla, whatever, and type in Google Colab, and you can build your project on the browser, right, without having to install anything. So that's the beauty of Google Colab, but we're only going to use it for for our warm up session, not the actual project. So that's the IDE. And the next one here, libraries. We're going to use math library, right? This is the only Python library that we're gonna utilize in this project. Nothing else. I'm pretty sure nothing else. We'll see if we need something else. Then I'm gonna add to this slide. But as far as I'm concerned, we don't need any other libraries beside math. And the last one here, GitHub. At the end of the course, I'm gonna guide you step by step on how to upload your projects on GitHub. And also, don't worry if you haven't created your GitHub account yet. I'm gonna explain to you how to create your GitHub account, and obviously step by step tutorial on how to upload your create your first repository on GitHub and upload your first project there. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know about the tools, IDE, and libraries. Let me know if you're excited for this project. I'm excited, to be honest. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Alright, guys, welcome back to the course. In this video, we're going to be talking about our online banking system or online banking applications that we're gonna build. So obviously it's going to be a simple one, very basic one. All right, so don't expect it to be very advanced where you can download it or where you can do real-time transactions or anything crazy. So yeah, it's just going to be a very basic. So the purpose, the intentions of me making this course is simply just to provide you an opportunity to um, see like how is the back end of an online banking system, online banking application, right? So yeah, so the application is going to have multiple different features here. First, the user will be able to sign in and log in using his account. Second, just in case if he forgets his password or his PIN, whatever you wanna call it, is able to recover his PIN. Um, the third one here, he's going to be able to deposit his money. Obviously, if he's not able to deposit his money, then what's the point of having online banking system, right? So the fourth one here is able to withdraw his money. Obviously, it's his money. It means that it belongs to him, right? So it's very important to make sure that he's able to withdraw his own money, right? Um, Unless we want to get sued, but we don't want to get sued, so um, we'll definitely protect our customers' assets, right? Make sure that our customers are able to withdraw their assets whenever they want, right? So that's the withdraw functionality. And the next one here, transfer. So our customer, the user of this app, will be able to transfer his money to another bank account. The next one here, check balance. So he's able to check his balance, right? Check how much money left in his account, stuff like that. And the next one here, deposit interest rate. So he's able to check his deposit interest rate. And as continuations of deposit interest rate, is also going to be able to calculate compound interest and exit menu. So at the end of the transactions, he's going to be given two options. The first one, whether he wants to continue another transactions, or maybe he's done with the application. So if he chooses to go with he's done with the applications, then the program will end. But if he chooses to do another transactions, then the main function is going to be called again, right? So that's pretty much like all functionalities that we're going to build in this project. So I really hope you guys get excited with this. I'm really excited with this. Let me know. Also, don't worry. You will see lots of um, errors. It might be syntax error, or you might find your code doesn't work the way you want them to work. So don't worry. I'll do my best to help you. Just let me know in the comment sections. Let me know what's your problem. I'm gonna try to do my best to help you to fix your issues, right? So just let me know, right? Yeah, I think that's all you need to know about things that we're gonna build and all functionalities that our project going to have. I really hope this excites you. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the course. In this video, we're going to set up all required tools. All right, so let's begin with the first one here. Okay, so just in case you haven't downloaded your Python yet, so we'll need to click on this link and it will direct us to this page, official websites of Python, and this is the download page. So if you already have your Python downloaded on your operating system, just skip to the next one, so ignore me. But if you haven't downloaded your Python yet, then pay close attention to what I'm about to do. So here is the download page. The latest version is 3.11.2, so I really recommend you to download the latest version. So just click on this. I'm not going to click on it because I already have my Python downloaded on my operating system. And again, me personally, I'm using Mac. So if you see up here, it says Mac. But again, please guys, download the Python version that suits with your operating system. So if you're on Linux, then click on this. If you're on Windows, click on this. Right. So if you're on Windows, don't download the Python version for Mac. Right. So yeah, just make sure that you download the Python that aligns with your operating system, and that's it. You might want to scroll it down a little bit just to take a look at what these versions and release dates, stuff like that, but it's not very essential. I don't think you need to waste your time doing so. So yeah, if you're done, let's go back to the slide here and go to the second bullet point here. So yeah, so if you choose to go with Visual Studio Code, VS Code, let's click on that link. All right, first of all, disclaimer for number 2, 3, and 4. You don't need to download all of them. Just pick one, right? Again, as I mentioned before, pick whichever IDE that you're most comfortable with. And even like your favorite IDE is not included here, just feel free to go with your IDE, right? With whichever IDE that you're most comfortable with, right? So here is the Visual Studio Code download page. Again, kind of the same thing like Python. If you're on Windows, then click on this. Me personally, I'm using Mac, so I should download this, but again, I already have my VS Code installed on my operating system, so I don't need to download it again. And yeah, kind of the same thing. I'm sorry if this is getting kind of like repetitive. So if you choose to go with PyCharm, then click on this link, getbrains.com. It will direct you to PyCharm official website here. And again, as usual, please always download PyCharm version that aligns with your operating system. So let's say you're on Windows, then go here. If you're on Mac or maybe you're on Linux, then click on this, right? So you're given like two different options here, whether you want to choose professionals and community. For professionals, you will be given like free 30 days trials, but at the end of the month, you're going to need to pay. But I don't think you need to choose to go with this professional package. I think community package is more than enough for you. So just go to download this by clicking this button, and for community version, it's free forever, right? So you don't need to pay anything. It's free, completely free, and it's open source too. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna download this here because I already have my PyCharm installed on my operating system, and I'm not gonna use PyCharm for this project. So let's go back to the slide and kind of do the same thing here for the Sublime Text. If you chose to go with Sublime Text, click on this link and it will bring you to Sublime Text download page here. So if you're on Mac, then click on this. If you're on Windows, click on this. If you're on Linux, click on this, right? Just download the one that suits your operating system here. And the next one here, let's click on, let's click on GitHub. Okay, so GitHub, here is GitHub. If you're not familiar with GitHub, I'm gonna have very specific explanations about what GitHub is in the last video of this course, so don't worry about it. But if you haven't created your account yet, then you can create your account here. So I'm gonna log out first here. I'm gonna sign out and go to GitHub GitHub dashboard, and all you need to do is just go sign up here, go sign up. And sorry, my internet connection doesn't seem very stable here. Enter your email and your password, create your account, and usually they will give you a verification code through your email, the email that you use to register for your GitHub account, and then verify it, and then yeah, you'll be ready to go. And what else? Okay, so bullet point seek here, click on this. It will bring you to Colab, Google Colab. It's all right, so I'm gonna cancel this. All right, so this is Google Colab, guys. It is browser-based IDE where you can code your project here. You don't need to install anything. All right, so we're not gonna use this for our project, but we're gonna use this for our basic Python warm-up session. So yeah, you don't need to create your account actually, since this is a Google product. So all you need to do is simply just to go up here on the top right and then connect with your Gmail account, right? I'm pretty sure like all of you have a Gmail account, right? So yeah, you don't need to create an account on Google Colab. And the last thing here, you gotta keep this in mind. Don't forget to download the code source. All right. So I will include the code source. I will attach our code source on the resources file. So just go to that folder and download it. Okay. I'm pretty sure when the course has been uploaded, it will be pretty easy to see. It will be very visible, right? Um, I think that's all you need to know about setting up all required tools. I'll see you in the next video. Next video, we're gonna do basic Python warm up. Hopefully you get excited, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the course. In this video, we're going to be doing basic Python warm up. As I mentioned previously in the last video, if you're confident with your Python skills, if you're confident with your Python knowledge, then please feel free to skip these sections. This section was actually intended for people who are beginner, people who have never coded before. So yeah, if you have basic Python knowledge, or maybe you're even intermediate in Python, feel free to skip, and I'll see you in the project. All right, guys. So yeah, welcome to basic Python warm up. So in these sections, we're going to make sure that you learn fundamentals. You have the strong basics that you need. You have strong and solid basics that you need to excel in the project. So again, for this tutorial, I'm gonna go with Google Colab. Google Colab is basically an IDE based browser, and you don't need to install anything, you don't need to download anything. You can access it from Google, and since it's Google product, you don't need to create your account there as long as you have Gmail account. I'm pretty sure like every single one of you has a Gmail account, so all you need to do is just to log in, and if you're asking me where to go, just click on this link and it will bring you to that page. And here we go. I already have it open on my other tab, and what you need to do is just go to file and new notebook, but I'll already open my own file here. So all I'm going to do is just to click on this code. Right, so first we're going to learn about data type, right? Data type, or usually I call it variable type. There are many of them, but again, as I promised in the beginning of the course, I'm going to warm up your knowledge in Python, especially things that are related to the project. All right, so I'm not gonna go to general or too deep. I'm just gonna prepare you and provide you all informations that you actually need for this project. All right, so when it comes to data type, there are many of them, but I'm gonna be focusing on basically 4. Right, first one is string, second integer, third float, and fourth boolean, because we're only going to use those 4 data types. All right, so we're going to be concentrating on those 4 only. So let's begin with the string, right? So just in case you have no idea how to write command, this is how you do it, command. So when you execute, when you compile the code, it kind of excludes this part. All right, so data type practice, that's maybe the title. All right, so let's begin with string. All right, string. If you're asking me what is string, string is a Python data type where it contains a word or a sentence, right? It has nothing to do with number. So let me give you an example. It's kind of useless to learn about theory because sometimes people don't really get it, and you will get it immediately once I'm showing you an example, right? So lots of people get it easier and way faster when I provide you with example. So let's ask, who is my name? My name is Chris, right? So remember when you remember in Python, maybe not only in Python, in almost like all programming language here, if you want to set a value to a string, you need to have a quotation mark like this. So let's say my name is Chris, right? And you print name, and you compile the code and then see it's Chris, right? And then what if I reassign the value to that variable? So now it's Bob. So you recompile it and now it's Bob, right? Okay, cool. What if I change this variable into first name and last name? First name and it's Chris, and last name it's Raharja, like this, right? What if you compile? Wait, it didn't give you anything, right? Because guess what? I already changed the name, the variable name. That's why you need to be consistent with the name. So if I have first name here, so you need to be consistent with the name here, last name, and then when you compile the code, it gives you like this, and it doesn't seem to be good output because there's no space, right? So let's give a space here. You can give a space in Python by doing something like this, and now it looks way better. Now it has a space, right? So that's pretty much how you declare a string variable, right? Always remember to put a quotation mark, because if you don't have a quotation mark, then it will give you an error. And just to make sure, you want to make sure you understand the data type. So in Python, there is a function called type, and the parameter for this function is simply just the name of the variable. So for example, the name of the variable is first name, and then you compile it, and it will give you the name of the type. I'm sorry, it will give you the type of the variable. So it's string, it's str string, right? Right. So let's move on to the float, right? Maybe go with integer first. If you're asking me what's the difference between integer and float, integer is a whole number, right? For example, 5, 8, -9. And meanwhile, float is a decimal. It has it's not a whole number. For example, 3.5, 7.6, or 2.9. Okay, so hopefully you get it right. But I'm gonna give you an example so you understand better. So integer, let's say num equals 2. This is integer, right? But what if you have a float, 6.9, something like this? Oh, sorry, float, num2 6.9, something like this, right? And then you check the type of num. It should be int, integer, right? Here we go. What if you check the type of num2? It should be float because it's decimal, right? Here we go. And let's do an experiment here. What if we calculate, we declare a variable called calculate, and we multiply num with num2. I'm sorry, we just add num with num2, like this, right? And we check the type of the variable calculate, right? So let's check. Now it's float. Reason why, if you're asking me the reason why, because 6 plus 6.9 plus 2, it's going to be 8.9, and 8.9, it's obviously a decimal, right? However, don't worry, if you want to keep it in integer, actually you can do something like this. Calculate. So you kind of like reassign the variable name, reassign a new value to the same variable, calculate equals integer calculate. So that's how you reassign a value to the pre-existing variable, and now you can check the type of the variable. So calculate like this, and you compile the code, and this is what you got, integer, right? So right, here we go. I think we're good with integer and float, and let's do the last one here. It's called boolean, like this. And you're asking me, what is boolean, right? I have no idea about boolean. I haven't heard that before. Boolean is simply just a variable that only has two answers, false or true. That's it, whether it's false or true. So let's do a check, something like this, and it's called false, right? And you print it, all right? So you print it, and it says false, and you check the type. So you check the type of this variable called check, um, type check. See, it's boolean, right? So if you're asking me when we are going to use this, most of the time if you write conditional statement like if else statement on Python, not all the time but sometimes you need to use it. Maybe we're not gonna get like into very detail when we're gonna use it in this project, but we'll see it when we do the actual project. Okay, so that's how boolean works. Only has two answers, either false or true, true or false. Um, and And I think that's all you need to know about data type and variable types, right? The next video, we're going to be talking about mathematical operations because this is online banking applications. We're going to perform lots of calculations, mathematical operations. So the next one is going to be very important in this project. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the course. In this video, we're going to continue our basic Python warm-up session. So in the last video we did data type and variable type practice, where we learned about different type of data, like string, float, integer, and boolean. And now this is the time for us to learn about mathematical operations, and again, it's very important for our project, so make sure you understand all these basics and fundamental. Make sure you have the strong basics and fundamentals of calculating things in Python, how to perform mathematical operations in Python, since our project is going to be building online banking applications, which will involve lots of mathematical operations and calculations. So yeah, let's begin with the first one here. Additions and subtractions. Additions and subtractions. Let's do an example. For example, I just download the applications. Okay, I deposit $1,000, right? So let me give additional comment on the right here. I deposit $1,000, and guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to withdraw $200, right? So withdraw $200. So let me make a comment here. I withdraw $200, and let's check the current balance, right? So current balance is too long, so why don't we just use CB, right? CB stands for current balance, right? So obviously, how to calculate it? So we need to subtract deposit, which is the amount of money that I deposit, with the amount of money that I withdraw, right? So let's print the current balance to see how much money I have left on my bank account, right? So here we go. 800, right? So you subtract thousands by 200, so you got $800. So the amount of money that is left on my bank account is $800. Okay, so what if I do deposit again to my bank account, right? So let's do second deposit here. Second deposit, and this time I'm going to deposit, let's say, $5,000, because I just got my profit from my dropshipping business, and I got 5,000 net profit from my Shopify dropshipping. So this is my second deposit. So this is my second deposit, right? And to the current balance, all we need to do is just to add the second deposit, and see, this is the addition operations, and let's reprint the current balance. So now I got 5,800. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense. So you got $1,000, right? $1,000, and you subtracted by $200, since I decided to withdraw $200, and I deposit again $5,000. So 800, you added that number by 5,000. So that's how you got $5,100, guys. And these are examples of additions and subtractions, and I made this example to be kind of a little bit more specific and related to our project, which is online banking system, because we're going to calculate the amount of money that our user deposit, amount of money that our user withdraw, and then obviously the current balance is going to be the subtractions of the amount of money that the user deposit with the amount of money that he or she withdraws, right? So that's the example of additions and subtractions. Let's move on to the example of multiplications and divisions, right? Multiplications and division. All right. So let's say there's a discount. So if you purchase a product using this bank account, I'm sorry, using this debit card, then you're gonna get 25% discount, right? So 25% discount if you purchase a product using this debit card, right? So first of all, what is 25%, right? This is very basic mathematics. It's 25 divided by 100, right? So why don't we create a variable called discount here, and discount is 25 divided by 100, right? Just to check, print the variable discount, so it prints it in decimal, right, which is float, so it's 0.25. all right, here we go. So this is one of the example of divisions. And what is the price of that product? Let's say the price of that product is $560, and you want to calculate what is going to be the price after discount, right? So let's create a variable called new price here. So this is the price after discount. So what's going to be the price after discount? So obviously how you calculate it is to first price, you subtract by price multiplied by discount, right? So it's going to be 560 subtract by the discount that you got, right? So now let's print the new price. If you're curious what's going to be the new price, not new curious, unfortunately I mistyped it, so it's going to be new price here, and you compile the code, and this is what you got. $420 is the new price after discount, after 25% discount, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the example of multiplications and divisions in Python. So again, if you are confident with your Python skills, feel free to skip it. But if you are not very confident with your Python skills and you feel like these practice are not enough, feel free to do and explore more about all these operations on your own. And if you're kind of stuck or something like that, just let me know in the comment sections. I'll try to do my best to help you to get to the place where you need to be, right? So these are examples of multiplications and divisions. Let's move on to another example here. Again, because in the online banking applications, we're going to be dealing a lot with interest, compound interest. So obviously we need to understand at very least the basic concepts of exponents, right? But we need to import math first, because we're going to utilize math library in Python. So first of all, import math, and let's do very basic stuff here. You have, let's say, a number a equals to 8, and then you want to raise 8 to the power of 5, right? So the power is going to be 5. So what's going to be the answer if you raise 8 to the power of 5? This is how you do it. So a 2 stars. This is the symbols that you usually use for multiplications, but you do it twice. And here we go, right? So let's do print answer. I guarantee it's gonna be a very huge number here. See, 32,768. So that's basically what 8 raised to the power of 5 is. And now let's do a little bit more advanced using exponent, right? So just in case if you don't know what exponent E is equals to 2.7 something. I forget like the exact number, but it's 2.7, approximately 2.7. It's kind of like a pretty long decimal, so let's do it. You want to raise e to the power of 6, for example, right? Maybe just use another code block here so we don't get messy. Import math again. Just to be safe, I import math again, but in most cases usually you don't need to import math if you already have it up here, so it's not necessary. Let's say you have power equals 6, you want raise e to the power of 6, right? So what's going to be the answer if you raise math.exp? So exp is the attribute to math library in Python, so that's how you do it, math.exp. And this function only takes one parameter, and that parameter is going to be the power. So if you want to raise e to the power of 6, then you need to type in 6 here, but since we declare the variable power equals to 6, so we just type in power here, and it's gonna be the same anyway. I mean, if you put it 6 right here or you put it power here, it's gonna be the exact same thing. So let's print the answer to see what's the answer is. All right, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty big number, to 403.428. Just in case if you want to check whether that's true or not, just use the calculator here from Google, and then you raise e to the power of 6, then yeah, 403.4. That's what you got here too, right? 403.4. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And let's do one more thing here before we're done with mathematical operation practice. So let's do square root. All right, I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna need this in our project in building our online banking system, but yeah, it's just good to know, right? Just good to know. So import math here, and what's going to be the number? Let's see, I want to go with 676. All right, and you want to take the square root of that number, so math sqrt. Again, this is kind of the same thing like this. Sqrt is simply just the attribute to math library in Python, and it only takes like one parameter here, and that parameter is going to be the number that you want to take the square root. So just type in number here as the parameter to that functions, and let's print the answer to see what the answer is. Right. All right, so here we go, 26. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know. Make sure you're confident with the skills. You need, at very least, you need to have to understand these basics to be able to build our project. Right, again, as mentioned over and over again, our project is going to be a very simple and basic application. So obviously you won't see lots of complex stuff, but these are just very basics that you need to understand. These mathematical operations like addition, subtractions, multiplications, divisions, square root, exponent, and all these stuff are essential for the project. All right, so make sure you understand this, and I'll see you in the next video. Next video we're gonna learn how to make a conditional statement, or usually we call it as if-else statement. All right, it's gonna get a little bit more advanced, so yeah, get your cup of tea or cup of coffee, and I'll see you in the next one.